Well, in our jurisdiction, very much like many other jurisdictions in the Commonwealth, laws are created from policy, and policy is driven from data. So, for example, data would more or less indicate to the policymakers that there is a need for an amendment or a new law to be created. So this data ultimately is crucial, and access to this data is crucial if we are to include, if we are to, of course, introduce stronger legislation to protect women. Data will certainly be able to indicate that domestic violence is a plague that is plaguing the entire Commonwealth, perhaps the world, and that raw data would certainly give Parliament the backing for creating stronger legislation. When we hear the term stronger legislation, what you may find is a stronger legislation. Oftentimes it may hinge or affect constitutional rights of parties involved. How is this married, or how is this now linked to data? This is linked to data because that data can then prove to our Parliament the necessity, especially the opposition and independent. In the lower house, it can prove to the opposition, and in the upper house, it can certainly prove to the opposition and independent senators the necessity for us to create legislation that may even trip over persons' fundamental enshrined constitutional rights. Governments and ministers charged with the responsibility of education throughout the length and breadth of the Caribbean may want to review their curriculum and see how we can include in the schools. And I believe it has to start from the primary school, where we learn to educate both our boys and girls of the importance of having that mutual respect for each other, and more so promoting that ideology, that idea of standing up against violence, and more so violence against women. So certainly the technology can be used for us to start an education campaign. Social media certainly can be used as well to encourage persons to stand against violence. And more than that, I certainly believe there needs to be a review of our school curriculum from and it can even be as early as the ECC, the preschools, to the primary, to the secondary level, because these are really the formative years of our population of persons. Unite to end violence against women.